Right, it's time for me to finally kill this mound of mail, which is ironic because I'm splitting the last two parcels, one of which wasn't here when I started the mound of mail. I'm splitting this into two because I realised I had a little one already filmed, so that's going to be on the end of this as was originally planned. So we're having a weird mail opening here. We've got some action figures now, and then we've got some Mega Bloks minifigures later on, so that's a bit rogue. But you know how it goes. You come up with this unboxing series that you want to have finished by the end of November at the latest, and it's February and you still have two to do. But you're nearly there, you're nearly at the end. We just have to do the Aquaman, which I'm hopefully going to do after this. We'll hopefully get that done today, and hopefully that will be out before you watch this. And then we just have Necro after that. But what do I go and do? Well, I go and find more of the Black Lantern Blighters. This is two more Black Lantern figures for the unboxing series, for the channel, etc. Just so happened that someone was clearly like clearing out their collection and listed these really cheap. And I've behaved myself a lot because he basically had them all listed for like £15 or something. And I could have got the original Batman and the original Superman and had the full collection, but I didn't. I've been very good, and I've just got two of the ones I needed, including one that I thought was going to be very difficult to find. So I'm overjoyed to pick these up. Let's get these out. This is your new home. Deadman Blackest Night Series 5 collectible action figure from DC Direct. Very weird figure. Very weird figure. I'll get into this more in the unboxing, but this is a very odd figure. You see this big, like, almost looks like a lamppost or something. This is the stand that he goes on. Because if you look at the legs, weird as they aren't posable. They just float. He can't stand up. So you have to ram this thing in his backside to stand him up. I also don't think he has any articulation in his arms. So basically, it's a statue. And that being said, it's an interesting statue. It's got that kind of interesting, morbid, kind of creepy detailing on it. It's very interesting. But I kind of wish they'd just made it an action figure. Like, I kind of wish they'd just not done any of this stuff. And this is like the kind of thing of like the 2000s where, you know, you have these unstandard, I guess, lines where they don't have a standard specific way of how they do things. So then they come up with weird stuff like this. But like I say, it was only £15. Fairly common for one of the Black Lantern figures. Not too hard to get Deadman, but since I was getting the other one, I thought I might as well pick him up now for the £15. Rest of the way, we've got the Iron Maiden Necron, the Batman, Deadman, and Hawkman. Very cool. Now, Hawkman is really quite rare. It's not one that I've seen a whole bunch. But I saw it in this particular instance. Oh yes, the hunt for the Black Lantern Hawkman figure ends already. Really did not have to hunt for this for very long. Got this nailed down. This is much more miserable looking in person. Like, this is, ooh, it's gruesome. It's a very gruesome figure. The wings are huge, as you can see in the back there. If I can get the glare off it for a sec, the wings go all the way down the back of the plastic. Really nice. You got his mace there. Yeah, I thought it was going to take me forever to find this. This and Hawk Girl, I thought it was going to take me forever to find. Guess not. So thank you so much to the guy who decided to sell his collection. Hawkman, again, very important in the Blackest Night plot. You don't really want to be missing this one. And as I say, the Deadman is really cheap anyway. So yeah, you really might as well pick this up with how cheap it is. Just have him floating in the background or something. Exact same wave, of course, on the back. I can't talk about how overjoyed I am to pick this up for just £15. I thought this was probably going to be the one where I have to push the boat out to complete the collection kind of thing. Like, but there he is. Yeah, it turns out wasn't that hard to find after all. Wasn't that rare after all. The Blue Beetle's going to be the hardest one to get, 100%. Which is a shame because I would mind having the entire box set that it comes in, but it is what it is. We've got cracking on the plastic on both the top and bottom, so we're going to have to get him out of there soon. But like I say, I'm hopefully going to do the Aquaman unboxing after this next mail opening that I'm going to do now. Hopefully we're going to get the Aquaman done. These, I'm not going to do straight away. I'm just going to chuck these on the shelf and do them at another time. You know, like a Blackest Night Revisited, Blackest Night Part 2, etc. kind of thing. Because at the end of the day, it's taken me long enough to do them all, and then I feel like, although I was completely open to unboxing something else in the meantime, I think, I've got myself on that one gear where it's like, this is the next thing we're doing. So I'd rather just get the Aquaman done, get the Necron done as planned, do some other stuff, and then maybe come back to them at some point. All these other figures have been waiting years to be opened. These boys don't need opening straight away. So that is everything for this one. But if you're interested in the Blackest Night figures, as I say, there are unboxings on the channel. One will be in the end screen, and the Blackest Night Saga playlist will also be in the end screen. And if you're interested in Mega Bloks Pyrates, then you'll be interested in the next part of the mail opening. But if you're not, I still appreciate you joining me. I still appreciate if you can like, comment, and subscribe. Give me any appreciation, any token of your appreciation that you can. And if you want to check out some more of my Black Lantern content, then please, again, thank you very much. And if you're not sticking around for the end, thank you all for watching, and goodbye. And now, in a huge change of pace, we are going to do a mail opening on a bundle of stuff from one of my most underappreciated collections, really, because this one stems from childhood, and I would like to continue it at some stage, but the things that I'm missing are really quite obscure, so it's kind of hard to come across those things. Every now and then I have like a quick look on eBay, and sometimes I find some cool stuff. A few years ago, I found a huge bundle of stuff from this, which basically arrived as 2 massive boxes. I had them linger around in my room for a few days, and then chucked them straight in the loft because I accepted I just wasn't going to look through it. One day, I want to do a video where I go through all that. I want to do a video where I go through all my childhood collection. And one day, I'd quite like to finish my collection. There's only like 4 or 5 sets in the whole thing that I don't have. But essentially, what we have here is a bundle of Mega Bloks Pyrates bits. And this is kind of like, I just got this on bid because, there was no bids on it. And I thought, that looks like a pretty good deal. But it's just a few spare accessories and stuff like that, essentially, for the sake of a few pounds. So unfortunately, I can't remember the names of any of the characters. I'm not convinced that this guy is actually one of them. For one thing, he looks a bit too clean. They all kind of had like a wash over them to make them look a bit grubby. I feel like this might have been later on. I could be wrong, but I feel like this might have been later on. They did a generic pirate ship, and he could have come from that. But if so, that means that, he can be a custom character later on if I ever get around to animating anything with the Mega Bloks Pyrates, which, is my plan for everything, really. We got this chap as well. Of course, I recognise this head, but I don't recognise a version of him wearing this outfit. I guess, the heads could have been swapped as well, I suppose. They reused all the heads and repainted them and all that kind of stuff, so, the same faces were used a lot. This was an interesting one. When I was a kid, I was fascinated by this skeleton because on the little roster sheet that you got with all the product, he had an orange headband. And then when you opened the product that he was in, he had a yellow headband. I think this was from Dread-Eye's Phantom. And yeah, I don't know. As a kid, I always found that fascinating. The fact that you're reusing all these sculpts and then one of them is just painted the completely different color. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the skeleton crew. They were really cool dudes. We got this guy. Obviously, see, this is what I mean. If you compare the two of these together, especially since it's obviously the same head, this guy is just clean. It doesn't look like one of these. It doesn't look like he belongs. That being said, I don't recognize this one at all either. So that's very interesting. I'm wondering if perhaps these two are from one of the sets that I didn't have. Like, there's a few sets I didn't have, so I couldn't say exactly which one, but I feel like those two might be from that. So that's really cool. The interesting minifigure here for me is this Lost Souls guy, and I'll tell you exactly for why. Again, I don't remember having one with the front portion of his torso missing. Although, actually, I thought nothing of that, but this is broken. I thought this was actually the guy's sculpt, but it's actually snapped off, which is fascinating. Like, someone's managed to rip off the front half of his shirt, his body. But yeah, I don't recognize this one. But what I was basically going to say is the reason he's most interesting is because this plastic, as you could see from the snapped shirt, the snapped stomach, this plastic is terrible. So your Lost Souls, their hands just snap. Like, you put a weapon in there and their hands just snap off. So that's why his most interesting minifigure is to be used for parts, especially since he is actually broken himself. And we've got this chap here. A bit of fluff on his face, lovely. I feel like, was he in Shark Attack maybe? I don't know. Interesting stuff, interesting stuff. The rest of this, well, we might struggle to get this. So we got... This is all just accessories and stuff. Again, I don't think this was a pirate accessory. I think that might belong to him. Still cool to have. The rest of these bits, let's see. We got some swords. We got four black-handled swords, 1 gold-handled sword. I don't think that is from this. Oh, 5 black-handled swords. I think this might... No. Yeah, that's definitely from the same thing as that. We got a little skull. It's pretty cool. We got this, which definitely isn't part of the franchise, but it looks really nice, so that's cool. We got some flintlocks. We got 3 brown and 3 black flintlocks, or grey, however you wanna see it. We got 1 musket, telescope, and a skeleton axe. Pretty cool. And then this diamond definitely isn't from this franchise, but it's cool. And then we got some really cool treasure pieces. You know, as a kid, you just wanted to build up the amount of treasure you had, because that's what kids do. So yeah, these are really cool. I always really like these painted mounds with the coins on them. I think it might have been the Pirates of the Caribbean ones that weren't painted. I could be wrong, but yeah. So that is everything for this bundle and everything for this mail opening. So if you enjoyed this, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the mail openings playlist in the end screen. And like I say, if you have any interest in these, I do intend to do more content on these in the future, but God knows when that's going to be. But either way, I really do appreciate you guys joining me. So thank you all for watching, and goodbye.